Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Friday, the end of another week, Friday, September 18th edition of Trending Politics Live. As many of you guys know, my name is Clayton Kearns here from trendingpolitics.com. We have got a show for you today. We have an absolutely amazing show for you, and I cannot wait to get started. I see all of you chiming in right here. Appreciate you here today. Now, I want to start off by telling you, because some of you were asking, and I wanted to remind you one more time, everybody, that we have 50% off our yard signs at ilovemyfreedom.com. We're going to be posting the links below, but basically, if you go to ilovemyfreedom.com and if you go to the yard signs portion, when you enter the code YARD50, you'll get 50% off all of our yard signs, okay? So as you guys know, we have a huge silent majority here in the United States of Trump supporters. But you know what? It's time to get loud. Antifa, the Democrats, and the media want us to be silent about Trump, but we're not going to do it anymore. So if anyone wants 50% off all of our yard signs, go to ilovemyfreedom.com and do that today. So let's get started with our number one topic today, and it is Joy Behar absolutely melting down over the fact that Kim Klacik called her out over wearing blackface. It was absolutely incredible. We're going to get right into that here. We're also going to be talking about Joe Biden's disastrous night last night at CNN. It was a doozy. We're going to cover it. We're going to fact check it all and debunk it because he told crazy lies about President Trump, slandered him, and none of it is going to fly with us here at trendingpolitics.com. We're also going to update you with the Facebook fact checker situation. I know you guys are watching, fact checkers. I hope you guys are all doing very well. You're going to get destroyed here in a few minutes because you guys are absolutely freaking insane, and I'm talking to the fact checkers. And then we're going to end off the week with a Johnny Carson flashback, everybody. It is awesome. We got a great show. So, Kim Klacik, the new Republican star, last month she had a viral ad go off about she's running for Baltimore. She's running in Congress for Baltimore, and she was on The View today, and she was going back and forth with Joy Behar, and she called out the fact that Joy Behar wore blackface, and Joy Behar proceeded to have a meltdown on live TV, and it was one for the ages. Let's get into it.
And so, yeah, I believe a coronavirus pandemic would affect us more. I mean, look at my campaign ad. Look at the living conditions. That would affect us more, absolutely. That's why I'm running for office.
Come on, Kim. Excuse me, I have to say something to you. He told Bob Woodward that it was a very serious issue, and it's airborne, and that it was terrible. And then he went out and told the American people, don't wear masks, it's all going to go away. You have to put some blame on your president. I'm sorry. You're putting it on something extraneous here. Talk to the point, please.
Is this Joy speaking? The same
lied.
Joy?
Wait for it.
The same Joy that paraded around in blackface not too long ago? Come on, Joy. I don't think you should be asking these questions. I am an African American.
Excuse me. The black community had my back. They know that that was not blackface. That was an homage. Oh, please, just answer the question.
The black community has your back? The black community has your back?
They do. Sonny,
the black community did not vote for you.
Well,
the black community did not vote for you. What planet
it was during
are
a
you
special election.
on?
Sonny, can I speak?
What planet are you living on?
It was during a special election while we were still under lockdown and I could not talk to people. Can I speak, or are you just going to scream over me?
This becomes a big... Listen, Kim, good luck to you. Thanks to Kim Klacik.
That was very immature, but thank you for having me.
So they don't let her speak. They moan and cry and say, wow, in a sarcastic, ridiculous fashion. They say, oh, wow, I can't believe it, blah, 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 blah. They don't let her finish her freaking sentences. And then they cut her off and go to a commercial break because they couldn't handle the heat. So let's break down what happened there. Kim Klacik calls her out and says, is this the same Joy Behar who wore blackface? Which it is. It is absolutely true, and I'm going to prove it right here. Then Joy Behar goes off on these Bob Woodward claims about President Trump downplaying the virus when that's not what. First of all, President Trump has answered questions about downplaying the virus. They didn't need him to say it in order for them to think that he was downplaying the virus. The fact of the matter is that President Trump followed the recommendations of Dr. Fauci every step of the way, and Dr. Fauci is loved and adored by the left-wing media, by Democrats everywhere. So the bottom line here is that for her to say that President Trump did that, that is absolutely false. Then you have the ladies of The View being completely disrespectful to Kim Klacik, their guest. And I don't know if you could hear it, but in the right-hand corner, even Meghan McCain, who hates President Trump, and she's going to be voting for Joe Biden. That's another topic for another day. But even Meghan McCain said, guys, be respectful. They're just twirling around in their chairs and saying, oh, wow, and being completely disrespectful. Absolutely. But I want to debunk one thing here, because you have Joy Behar saying that she didn't wear blackface. Okay, well, here it is right from the horse's mouth.
New York Times, they had an op-ed piece in praise of naturally curly hair. They say that it's making a comeback.
When did it leave? I've always had curly hair.
That is a feminist statement.
Huh?
What do you...
No, is that you, Joy?
Oh, you know this picture.
Oh, Joy, is that you?
Yes.
Joy, that is you?
Yes.
Joy, are you
Wait.
black?
No, I know.
Joy.
I was so cute. How cute I was.
Are you my auntie, Joy?
No. That is me.
Oh my word. What year is this? Circa
I
what?
was 29.
So you have Joy Behar today saying, I never wore blackface. And then, but years ago, not only did she prove that she wore blackface, but it was a big joke on The View. Oh, are you my auntie? Joy, are you my auntie? Are you black? Are you black? So when a Democrat wears blackface, like Robert Downey Jr., Jimmy Kimmel, it's fine. But someone like Megyn Kelly, all they have to do is just say, hey, you guys wore blackface, and it is a whole freaking deal. It is absolutely absurd. The View should be ashamed of themselves for cutting off Kim Klacik in that manner, and it's absolutely disgusting. So comment below, let me know what you think about the ladies of The View, because they were completely disrespectful to Kim Klacik, and Kim Klacik has been going off on them on Twitter all morning, and for good reason. So everybody, last night, Joe Biden, oh my God, he did not have a good night, people. I'm going to start off, I'm going to play a few clips here. Some of them are going to be cringeworthy. Some of them you're just not going to believe what you are hearing out of Joe Biden's mouth. And we're going to be fact checking a lot of what he says, because guess what? CNN and the media, they're not going to fact check Joe Biden. Like, let's be real here. They want Joe Biden to win. They want total and complete power. They already have power of the entire media spectrum. So they want their guy in office. That's the fact of the matter. So we're going to start off by proving that Joe Biden still not all there mentally. He could not remember the word mailboxes. He's first of all, so let me set the stage for you here. He is talking about a fake news story of Trump, defacing mailboxes and removing mailboxes. And then he forgets the word mailbox. It's brutal. Try to watch this without cringing.
Every single thing, including having a postmaster general who still doesn't know who dismantled those machines.
Machines?
Who ordered picking up those places to mail your ballots. I mean, it's just is all about trying to delegitimize the effort.
Do you think that President Trump has said that
Joe, it's called a mailbox. I mean, this guy is in his late 70s, okay? Back in the day, that was one of the main forms of communication in terms of sending bills, receiving bills, sending letters, cards, birthday invitations, everything. Does Joe Biden, is he so mentally gone, so mentally compromised that he can't remember the word mailboxes? That he can't remember the word mailboxes. Holy crap. But you know what? Here's some more hypocrisy here. So not only was that a lie, and we've talked about that in depth, but this whole social distancing charade is ridiculous. Joe Biden, when they're on stage and when the cameras are rolling, we're social distancing, everyone. We're standing 6 feet apart. Don't you worry about it. But let's just take a look at what happens when the cameras turn off and they go to commercial break.
Vice President Joe Biden? Thanks.
man, they are just fraudsters. I'm sorry, they are liars. They are cheaters. Not only did they shrink their social distancing when they went to commercial break, they're not wearing masks, and then they whisper in each other's ear. So the Democrats want to lecture us about masks, and they want to lecture us about social distancing. They want to lecture us about all these things. But as soon as the cameras turn off, this is what they do. Unmasked, speaking close to each other in close proximity. How in the hell is this not seen as anything else other than hypocrisy? So not only did we have hypocrisy, not only did we have lies, so let's get into more lies here. Joe Biden, just flat out, honestly, maybe we can't blame him. Maybe this guy just can't remember whatever the hell he said the previous day. I'm not going to lie to you. So he's saying here that, oh no, I never said that, that I would shut the country down again. Never. Okay, well, I'm going to play a clip of him now saying, I never said I was going to shut the country down. And then we're going to play a clip of him saying, yeah, I'll shut the country down.
The lockdown. I was asked if, in fact, there was a national emergency, and everyone, all the experts said, lock it down. We're not talking about locking down the whole country.
So if the scientists say shut it down,
I would shut it down.
Guys, we're gonna be cutting this up because these clips need to go everywhere. Because sadly, people like you and I who are here on a Friday afternoon, whether it's 3 p.m. Eastern, whether it's 12 p.m. Pacific, wherever you're watching this from across the country, we are involved in the political process. But we have the general population who is going to listen to what Joe Biden said last night, and they're just going to believe it. So we have to get the facts out there. We have to, guys. So please pay close attention here to Trending Politics. Whether you're watching on YouTube, whether you're watching on Facebook, subscribe to our channels, engage with our content, guys, because we need to keep the truth getting out there. Joe Biden said that if experts came to me and said that we would shut down the country again, that he would shut it down. So I don't understand why he's just blatantly lying when he knows the internet exists, right? He knows that we can just go pick up video clips from a couple months ago and prove that he's absolutely lying, right? I don't know. Maybe he's so far gone mentally that he doesn't know that. So the next clip here is Joe Biden once again pushing the Charlottesville hoax. He is claiming that Trump never denounced white supremacists and white nationalists. This is total fake news, and we're going to play the clip of him lying, and then we're going to play the actual clip of Trump denouncing white nationalists. Let's roll the tape.
Folks, I'm waiting for the day when he says, I condemn all those white supremacists. I condemn those militia guys as much as I do every other organizational structure.
And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally.
Joe Biden said he's waiting for the day that it happens. Did he not know that that day happened over 3 years ago? Did he not know that President Trump denounced the white supremacists without being asked to do so? You see, it's a different thing when somebody tells you, do you denounce them? And you say yes. He was saying that they should be denounced totally, and he wasn't even prompted to do so or asked to do so ahead of time. So just like always, Joe Biden pushing more absolutely fake news. President Trump denounced the white supremacists in Charlottesville, but the media wants to run with this lie, and it's a dangerous lie. Do you know why the Charlottesville lie is the most dangerous lie ever? It's because it puts a target on people like us, people like you and me, sitting here today watching this stream. Do you know why? Because the more that the media pushes this hoax and this lie, it puts a target on us, because then we're going to have friends and family members come up to us and say, excuse me, you support a white supremacist? You support a guy who wouldn't condemn white nationalists? That comes down on us. And you know what? President Trump has security. He has people. He's not going to lose his job because of his political affiliation. But what if one of us out here who is a Trump supporter, our support for Trump becomes public, or, whatever job that you might have? Some people are afraid to talk about their beliefs because their jobs could be in jeopardy. And so if you're confronted about why we support a white nationalist when that's not true, it puts Trump supporters in a very bad, very, very bad situation. And Joe Biden is stoking the flames of racial tension every single day. And it's absolutely disgusting. So the next clip here we're going to talk about is Joe Biden. Man, I mean, he was just on a roll with the lies. This guy, I almost couldn't believe it when I saw this clip as I was putting the show together, because I'd watched most of it last night. But I didn't see this clip. I must have tuned out. You guys, this guy just said that if President Trump would have taken earlier action, that everyone would have survived in the fight against the coronavirus. He claims that nobody would have died. And I'm not kidding you. Let's roll the tape and be prepared for your eyes to roll into the back of your head.
The president had done his job from the beginning, all the people would still be alive. All the people, I'm not making this up, just look at the data. Look at the data. And then we're now being told there's going to be I pray to God there's a vaccine tomorrow that could be available to everyone. First of all, once a vaccine is made available, and you know this well, once it's made available, it's going to...
All right. Let's break this one down here. Joe Biden says that the data says that nobody would have died. This is probably the biggest lie I've ever heard this man tell. President Trump followed the guidelines of Dr. Fauci every single step of the way, while the Democrats were pushing impeachment, while the Democrats were pushing all of this phony BS about President Trump. You know what President Trump was doing in mid to late January? He was putting together his task force. Do you know what he was doing in late January? Restricting travel from China. Do you know what he was doing in February? Trying to get more CDC funding approved through Congress, and Nancy Pelosi wouldn't put any funding on the table, according to Dan Crenshaw. You had Nancy Pelosi in late February saying, hey, everyone, come out to Chinatown. It's safe. She wasn't wearing a mask. President Trump banned travel from Europe. And guess what? The Democrats all along didn't give a damn. Dr. Fauci in mid-February said there's nothing you need to do to change in your day-to-day lives. Late February, he said, there's nothing you need to change, guys. Don't worry. He said these words: the risk is minuscule to the United States. So President Trump listened to his experts. Not only that, is that you had Dr. Fauci on March 9th saying, hey, guys, if you want to go on a cruise, go on a cruise. The leading health expert in the world that the Democrats bow down to, Dr. Fauci, said to go on a cruise on March 9th, but a week later, we shut down the entire country. You've got to be kidding me. And now you have Joe Biden saying that everyone would have survived. Everyone in the world would have survived. What a load of BS. And I hope to God that we can all get out there and get these facts out there, guys, because, I thought that the coronavirus stuff, they were going to start to pivot away from it. But now they're saying that nobody would have died if Trump would have just taken earlier action. What did they expect him to do? Shut down the country in early March? Does anyone else remember what was happening in early March? It was the Democrat primaries. Can you imagine if President Trump would have shut down the country in early March? They would have been screaming fascist from the top of their lungs, and they never, ever, ever would have stopped. So comment below. Let me know what you thought about Joe Biden's disastrous night full of lies, full of hate, full of everything. Now we're going to switch gears to one of the topics that every single conservative needs to be aware of starting today and going forward. We have been focusing on it for the last several weeks, but things are getting worse here in terms of censorship and targeting of conservatives on social media. Now, before I get into that, I want to give you guys a reminder. We're going to have links posted below, guys, but today is the last day that you can get 50% off all yard signs at ilovemyfreedom.com. Use the coupon code YARD50 and you will get 50% off your order. We also do free shipping on all orders over $45, you guys. So today is the last chance. And some people, they don't like to put them out on the yards. Some people put them up in their house. They keep them as keepsakes to kind of remember the historic times that we're going through. So go to ilovemyfreedom.com, use the code YARD50 for 50% off all yard signs. Okay, everyone? So if some of you guys remember earlier this week, I believe it was Monday, I kind of went off on Facebook because, as you guys know, Facebook has these third-party fact checkers And so Facebook doesn't get their hands dirty when it comes to fact checking. They allow third parties to determine all of the things that they want to target. Okay. Let me just, and by the way, if any fact checkers are watching, hello, everything I'm about to say here is totally factual, and don't worry, I will make sure to add caveats to anything I say that might not be completely up to your standards. So I'm very, very sorry about that. So as many of you guys remember, on September 11th, I posted this meme here. Now, it's a meme that says that President Trump, right here, says that he paid hundreds of workers out of his own pocket to help and identify victims of 9/11. Okay, the Sergeants Benevolent Association of the NYPD came out and said that this is a fact. Now, we have a confirmed Twitter account, not an anonymous source confirming this, an actual source confirming this, but Facebook is saying that there's no evidence to prove that this was true. So, hey, Facebook fact checkers, if you guys are watching, I'm not saying that this is a fact. All I'm saying is that we have confirmation from a verified Twitter account of NYPD sergeants, okay? I know that you guys over there, the fact checkers, you really love your anonymous sources, like when they come out and say that Trump called military veterans and suckers and losers and all that. I know you guys love your anonymous left-wing sources, but we have the sergeants of the NYPD, so I'm just throwing it out there. So, you guys, we got another fact check just this morning. So guys, this is what my screen looks like when I open Trending Politics Facebook page. It's like a freaking firing squad on conservatives right now. They felt the need for 3 different fact checkers to come at us and say, whoa. And guys, just to let you know, this story obviously makes President Trump look very, very good. Just to let you know, to the over 3,500 people watching here, they don't want this. They don't want anything good coming out about President Trump. Even if a story is potentially true, they do not want this information spread on their platform. So you have PolitiFact. And by the way, keep in mind, these fact checkers, none of them said the story was false. All they've said is, we don't have enough evidence to say that it's true, which is ironic as hell because they let that Trump story a couple weeks ago go viral all on Facebook, saying that he called fallen soldiers suckers and losers. Really? So left-wing anonymous sources can say something about President Trump and Facebook's like, well, man, they let it go. They don't put any fact checks on it and say, whoa, we don't know who these sources are. There's no audio tape. Well, this is a story from damn near 20 years ago. And they have 3 left-wing fact checkers coming after us at trendingpolitics.com. I think they're a little pissed off because of you guys, we have become a top 3,000 website in the country, according to similarweb.com. So thank you to each and every one of you for that. But they are putting a firing squad on us for a story that they can't even prove is false, and that we have people who are verified Twitter accounts saying that they were there and saying that it happened. But if a left-wing reporter comes out and says, hey, I got to be honest with you, President Trump said that fallen soldiers were suckers and losers, Facebook just lets that go. Oh, but here's another egregious example. Gavin Newsom has this fake news video up about President Trump. Fake news that could lead to danger against Trump supporters. As I alluded to a little bit earlier. Notice on this Gavin Newsom post, there is no fact check label. There is nothing. This video has been up for over 2 years. It has over 500,000 views, over 10,000 comments. He says that President Trump referred to immigrants as animals, and that didn't happen. He was only referring to MS-13 gang members, but they cut out that part of the video. And in this caption, I don't know if it's too small for you to read, but he says this: today, the President of the United States referred to immigrants as animals. He just said that he referred to all immigrants. That is a total crock of BS. Intentionally dehumanizing an entire group of people is something that slave owners and Nazis did. It's the kind of hateful rhetoric that leads to hate crimes and genocides. All right. So Gavin Newsom, because he's a politician, because Facebook got back to me and said, well, politicians can't be fact-checked on Facebook. Oh, we fact-check them on our website, but on Facebook, we can't put any labels on them. All right. So you're going to compare Trump to a slave owner, to a Nazi, and to someone who commits genocide. And you can't put a fact-check label on that? Really? Really? Fake news like this can just go as much as they want, right? And nothing is going to be said. But they remove posts from President Trump for misinformation. So their whole BS about, well, politicians can't be fact-checked on Facebook, that's not true. Because it's only true when they are the ones who deem content that they don't want to be up. The war against conservatives and conservative speech is alive and well, ladies and gentlemen, and I have documented proof of this. It's official that Facebook fact checkers are more obsessed with a 19-year-old story that has some evidence pointing to it, but we don't have, literal receipts saying that, oh, President Trump paid Johnny Jackson $50 an hour to do cleanup. Yeah, we don't have those receipts. But they will let a story go viral about President Trump. This one? And, oh yeah, I think he may have called fallen soldiers losers and suckers. But we can't prove that it didn't happen, so we're just going to let it go viral. But we put up a 19-year-old story that has no bearing on the 2020 election, and they come at us with 3 different fact-checking websites. It's garbage, and they should be ashamed of themselves. So, sorry about that for getting a little salty there, you guys, but I'm very passionate about this subject because it really pisses me off, you guys. It really, really pisses me off how unfairly we are targeted here. So, how about we end with a little bit of a smile on our face, ladies and gentlemen? How many out there remember the classic late night host, Johnny Carson? Now, I was born in the late 80s, very late 80s. So I was not around for too long, but my parents remember me as a child saying, here's Johnny, because every once in a while I would stay up late enough to watch Johnny Carson. Well, Joe Biden has been failing in Washington and has been having scandals surrounding him for so long that people just dug up a Johnny Carson clip of him roasting Joe Biden. You can't make this stuff up, you guys. So here we go with the flashback. Cool. If you guys got a little upset with me, I ask you to take a sip of water, take a breather, and let's sit back for a few seconds here and watch Johnny Carson absolutely tear into Joe Biden. Here we go. Enjoy it in all of its glory.
On the political scene, one of the Democratic candidates is Senator Joseph Biden. Have you seen the problem he's been having? He went around and made a speech, and apparently he quoted I think it was a British politician, took his speech and kind of paraphrased it as his own. And then the press got on him, and then he was charged also with taking part of Bobby Kennedy's speeches. And Biden says, not to worry, he reassured his staff. He said, we have nothing to fear but fear itself.
I'm not gonna lie, that put a huge smile on my face when I saw that last night, and I knew that I had to share it with each and every one of you guys. So that puts a wrap on another week for us, you guys. These weeks are going by very, very fast. I thank every single one of you for watching here with me. As a reminder, guys, today is the last chance for you to get 50% off of yard signs at ilovemyfreedom.com, okay? It's time for the silent majority to not be silent anymore, you guys. If you go to ilovemyfreedom.com, and we should have links below, go to the yard signs collection up here. All you have to do is scroll down. You'll see all of our yard signs. And if you enter the code YARD50, you will get 50% off all the yard signs. And as I said earlier, guys, I know some people aren't comfortable actually putting them outside. We have a lot of people who don't mind anymore. They are just being loud and vocal about President Trump. But a lot of people are keeping these as keepsakes, as a way to remember 2020 and this crazy year that we are living through, everyone. So ilovemyfreedom.com. Go there right now. Enter the code YARD50 at checkout. The coupon code expires tonight. So after this, guys, through the end of the election, there will not be any more yard signs available for 50% off. Go to ilovemyfreedom.com. We're going to have links in the post here below, guys. Go to ilovemyfreedom.com. Put these yard signs in your cart and use the code YARD50 for 50% off. We've never done this before with yard signs, and we will not do it again before the election. So go there right now and do that. Guys, Clayton here once again from trendingpolitics.com. You guys all have an amazing rest of your weekend. For anyone who's maybe jumping on late, you can always watch this replay, but we're also going to do a live watch party later tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I know that some people say, why are you competing with Tucker Carlson? But you know what? If you guys are on Facebook anyways, you're going to see it. It'll show up on your feeds later. But that's when the most people are actually on Facebook. So we always like to do a rebroadcast for anyone who's not available in the middle of the day. So we saw over 2,400 people live. You guys are all amazing. Make sure you're going to trendingpolitics.com. I love each and every single one of you. I will talk to you on Monday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And as a final reminder, ilovemyfreedom.com, all yard signs, Trump 2020, God, guns, Trump, one nation under God, 50% off everything, all yard signs. So go to ilovemyfreedom.com, you guys, get your yard signs. You guys go to trendingpolitics.com. You guys all have an amazing weekend. Stay safe out there. And I will talk to you guys on Monday at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. You guys all have a great rest of your day.